Nowadays, you're lucky to get 0.5% APY on your average bank account, so when Current announced that they would be offering 4% APY on all of their savings pods, naturally that's something that we have to talk about. Alright, let's jump right into it. What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all having a fantastic day. So, you all know that I love Current. It's a product that I have personally used for a long time, and I've talked about it in a number of different videos. And one of the questions that I frequently get about this platform is, where's the interest rate? And Current definitely heard all of you loud and clear, because they just skyrocketed past the competition and are now offering an insane 4% APY on savings pods. Allow me to repeat that because you didn't mishear me. 4%. That's 60 times the national average. So first, let's brush up on the features of Current, and specifically the savings pods, and then we'll jump inside of the Current app, and I'll show you exactly how to get started earning 4% APY. I do want to say a huge thank you to Current for sponsoring this video, but as you all know, they have been a longtime supporter of my channel, and already had a product that I love sharing with all of you, so if they're going to keep adding amazing new features, then I'm probably going to keep making videos about those amazing new features. So if you do want to give Current a shot, then be sure to use the first link in the description below or scan this QR code to download the app and get your Current card today. Alright, so if you haven't seen my original review on the Current platform, as well as my video on the very unique teen account, then I will leave links to both of those videos down in the description below. But in a nutshell, Current is an incredibly sleek and modern financial technology platform that truly has everything that you could possibly want from an online fintech company. With your spending account, which is similar to a checking account, you've got the ability to get paid up to 2 days early, overdraft protection, up to 15 points per dollar in cash back at certain retail locations, and of course the really cool looking Current card that you can use to make those everyday purchases. But now on top of all of that, you're able to put your savings to work for you, and again earn 4% APY on all of your Current savings pods. Now that sounds pretty awesome, but first of all, what in the world is a Current savings pod? And how do you get started with setting one up? Well, first of all, you want to go ahead and download the Current app, which again, you can do by clicking the first link in the description or by scanning this QR code. And again, if you want a step-by-step walkthrough of the setup process, then I will leave a link in the description to the original review where I break down that process for you. But once you get the app downloaded, you are now ready to open up your very first savings pod and start earning 4% APY. So essentially, a savings pod is like a mini account within your account, where you are able to set money aside for specific financial goals like a savings account. And the options here are really limitless because you could open a savings pod for anything from your next vacation to setting money aside for your taxes. One of those things is definitely a lot more fun than the other, but right now with the basic Current account, which is $0 per month, you can open up one savings pod, and with the premium account, which is $4.99 per month at the time of recording this video, you can actually open up 3 different savings pods. And I will also mention that with the teen accounts, you get a savings pod as well as a giving pod if you want to set money aside to donate to your favorite charity of your choice. And if you want some more info on the teen accounts, again, link in the description. Alright, so if we hop into the Current app, it's going to bring us to the home screen. And the first thing I want to show you is how to move money into your Current account so that you can fund your savings pods. Now, I do want to clarify that you are able to move money directly from a third-party account into a savings pod, but I do first want to show you how to fund your Current account in general in case that is something that you would like to do. So to do this, we're going to click the money icon, which is the second one over at the bottom of the screen, and select the add and move money menu. And from here, we're simply going to tell it where we want to pull this money from. So in this case, we'll pull it from my third-party accounts, where we're going to send the money to. So we're going to send it to my premium Current accounts, and then we're going to tell it how much. So in this case, let's move $500. And then at the bottom, we're going to select one-time payment, but as you can see, you can do a one-time transfer, daily, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, and all of that from here. So we're going to do one time, click done. We're going to complete this transaction today, which is January 21st, but you could select a specific date if you needed to. And now we're just going to click next. It's going to ask us to confirm all the information, so where that money is being pulled from, where it's going to, and all the things that we just talked about. And now we're just going to click confirm in the top right-hand corner of the screen. So it usually takes a few days for money from third-party accounts to be transferred into Current, but while we're waiting, let's show you how to set up your first savings pod to start earning 4% APY. So if we go back to the home screen and scroll all the way down to the bottom of this menu, you're going to see the savings pod menu. And if we click on that, This is where we're going to open up our very first savings pod. And one thing that I do want to point out right from the start is, as you can see, it says create a savings pod and earn 4% APY on up to $2,000 per pod. So yes, it is unfortunately capped at $2,000 currently, but remember that if you have the premium current account, you can open 3 savings pods, meaning your maximum would actually be $6,000 in total. But based on who Current's core audience is, I don't think that this is that big of a deal, and I will do some math later on in the video to show you how this really isn't relevant, because you would have to have so much money sitting in cash in a regular account in order to match the interest that you're going to earn on this 4% APY with Current, even with a $2,000 cap. But I'll do the math on that later, but for now, let's open up the first Current savings pod. So obviously, we're going to click Create a Savings Pod. And again, it's going to bring us to the menu that we just looked at, so it's going to ask us where we want to pull this money from and where we want to send it to. So we're waiting for our $500 deposit, so in this case, we're just going to move the $21 that is currently in our account. So we're going to pull this money from our premium account, type in $21 just to get things started. In this case, we're sending it to what they're calling Savings Pod 1, but we'll change the name in a second. So again, we typed in 21. In this case, we're just going to do a one-time transfer, but you can set up those recurring transfers if you need to. We're going to click Next, and again, it's just going to ask us to confirm all of that information, and now we're going to click Confirm in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And there we go, we just funded our very first savings pod with $21, and I get that that's not a whole lot of money, but everyone has to start somewhere, and again, we have that bigger transfer coming in, and then we can set up recurring transfers so that every time we get paid, we can automatically move money into the savings pod and get that 4% APY. All right, but now let's edit this to match our specific financial goal. So if we click the Edit Pod button, there's a few options here. So first, we're going to change the name. So in this case, let's call it Summer Vacation. And we're also going to replace the image. So if you just click Search Web, it's just going to pull up relevant images to Summer Vacation. So let's select this one. And then what we're going to do is scroll down and type in the goal amount. So in this case, let's say we need $2,500 for this vacation. And the description is going to be Family Vacation 2022. All right, so now that all of that is taken care of and everything looks good, we're going to click Save, and that's going to bring us back to the main menu for this particular savings pod, and now all of that information has been updated. All right, so from the main menu for this savings pod, there's a few other things that we can do. In the top left-hand corner, we can move money out of this savings pod. We can also add additional funds manually. You can also turn up round-up purchases, and this just means that Current is going to round up purchases on your Current card to the nearest whole dollar and automatically put the difference into your savings pod. So if you spend $3.70 on coffee, then Current is going to round up that purchase to $4 and automatically move the extra 30 cents into your savings pod and, of course, earn that 4% APY. So, of course, we're going to turn that on. And then at the bottom of the screen, you just have your transaction history if you need to see that for whatever reason. So there we go. We just set up our very first savings pod for our family vacation, and that literally took a matter of minutes, and we're now earning 4% APY on all of the money in this account. So, like I said, if you have the basic Current accounts, you can just open one savings pod, but if you have the premium account, you can actually swipe over and get started with opening another savings pod for a different financial goal. But regardless of which account you have, you might get to the point eventually where you have to close the savings pod because you've reached that financial goal, or you just want to change it to a new goal. So, in order to do that, you've got two options really. You're going to click the Edit Pod button, and what you can do is either change the information in here, meaning the title, the goal amount, the description, and all of that good stuff, or you can actually delete this pod and start from scratch. So before we do that, let's just show you how to change the information. So this is pretty self-explanatory, but let's say we now want to set money aside for taxes. So obviously we're going to change the title to taxes. We'll change the description to say taxes Q1 2022, and then we're going to change the goal amount to $10,000. Now we're just going to change the image, of course. So again, we're just going to search the web, and it's going to say that this is relevant for taxes. That's fine. And then we're going to click Save. And there we go. We now just updated the goal, the information, and really the overall purpose for this savings pod. But again, you are able to delete the savings pod entirely and start fresh, and that's really simple. You just click Edit Pod, and at the very bottom of this menu, you're going to click Delete Savings Pod and Confirm. And what's going to happen is any money in that savings pod is just going to be moved back into your main Current accounts, and then you're able to start from scratch scratch and open up a brand new savings pod with a brand new financial goal. So personally, I am a huge fan of this new interest feature, and it is absolutely something that I will be leveraging, especially seeing that 4% APY, even with a $2,000 cap, is significantly more than not only every national bank right now, but significantly higher than many of the most popular fintech companies combined. I mean, let's say that you were even earning 0.5%, which is pretty good right now. That means that you would have to have $16,000 in that account in order to earn the same amount of interest as you do with Current's 4% APY, even with that $2,000 cap. And of course, you're fully FDIC insured. And remember that if you have the premium Current account, which is only a few bucks per month and comes with a ton of amazing features, you can have up to 3 savings pods, which each have a cap of $2,000. Meaning, really, you could have up to $6,000 earning 4%, which is completely unmatched. I already love the Current platform, and especially the incredibly modern and easy-to-use app, so the fact that they have now skyrocketed past the competition with 4% APY is only another great reason to give this platform a shot. So again, if you do want to give Current a shot, I will leave a link in the description where you can download the app and get started, and I'll also leave a link to my full reviews on both the standard Current accounts and the teen accounts as well. Huge thank you to Current for continuing to innovate and add amazing features to their platform, and of course for supporting my content. I really do appreciate that a lot. As always, if you did get value out of this content and you want to help support me, the easiest way to do that is by checking out Current using the link down below and showing them some love and letting me know what you think of this new feature down in the comment section as well. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this in the future, and of course, thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it so much. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.